We have a crisis of leadership. And again, to be fair and objective, it's an indictment of both parties. Three things that happened has created the structural problem. Problem number one started in '92. Ross Perot ran for president. Bill Clinton was in the race with George Herbert Walker Bush, and he scared the daylights out of those two parties. He got 19.9% of the vote. So they structurally collapsed on third parties, and they tightened their duopoly to the point where you can't get a third party on a ballot in all 50 states even, and it's become impossible to have an independent run, even though independents now are the highest voter registration in the country, over 40% of the registered. Structural problem number two is we allowed for this thing called gerrymandering. The local authorities can pick the congressional district. So if you're, the incumbent's in and you like him, well, your house will be included in the district. If you don't like him, they'll figure out a way to cut your house out of the district so you no longer can vote in that district. And so these districts used to look like geometric shapes that we would recognize from geometry, but they now look like jigsaw puzzle pieces. Are we in a real democracy if the politicians are picking the voters? I thought the voters were supposed to pick the politicians. And then the last problem, and this is the big one, is Citizens United. It was a Supreme Court case in January of 2010 where Justice Scalia said, well, if you've got money, you have a First Amendment right in the country to expend unlimited amounts of money on your political candidate or your cause, whatever it may be. And this was the rise of the Political Action Committee. I can show you since January of 2010 to today, the legislative agenda has skewed towards big pharma, big food, tax cuts for the rich. The big, beautiful spending bill, which was just passed, is a representation of that. If you made $1 million a year, you got a $7,000 benefit from that bill. If you made $50,000 or less, you lost $700 of benefits. The bill, at the time of its signing, had a 38% approval rating in the country. It's now at 31%. But the politicians don't care because they can continue to get reelected because of these structural things that they did to the system.